Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back to video number 4 of our interstellar journey across the solar system. Today we're venturing to a place that could give your favorite beach resort a run for its money. Yes, we're talking about Mars, the celestial body that's been stirring up quite the buzz as humanity's next vacation hotspot. Imagine swapping your beach umbrella for a space helmet. Intriguing, isn't it? So buckle up as we set course for the red planet, where the sand is redder than a lobster sunbathing in the Caribbean. Ever wondered why Mars is called the Red Planet? Well, it's not because of its political leanings, I assure you. It's a rather fascinating tale of iron, oxygen, and a dash of sunlight. You see, the surface of Mars is covered in iron oxide, more commonly known as rust. Yes, you heard that right. The same stuff that turns your beloved vintage car into a sad, flaky mess. It's this iron oxide that gives Mars its characteristic reddish hue. Imagine if your old jalopy was so rusted it could be seen from space. Now, how did all this iron get to rusting? That's where our pal oxygen comes in. Mars, like Earth, has oxygen in its atmosphere, though not nearly as much. This oxygen reacts with the iron in the Martian soil, creating our friend, iron oxide. It's a bit like leaving a bicycle out in the rain. Given enough time, that shiny metal frame will turn a lovely shade of Mars. But there's more to this rusty tale. It's not just the iron oxide that gives Mars its red color. The sunlight hitting the Martian surface also plays a part. This sunlight gets scattered in all directions, but it's the longer, redder wavelengths that make it back to our eyes. So, in a way, Mars is a bit of a show-off, using the sun to enhance its already rosy complexion. So there you have it, a rusty, oxygen-deprived, sunlight-bathed planet. It's not exactly the conditions you'd want for your summer holiday, but it's what makes Mars so wonderfully unique. And while it might not be the ideal spot for a tomato garden, it's got a certain charm to it, don't you think? And let's not forget our comparisons. If you ever come across a rusting car or a ripe tomato, take a moment to appreciate their Martian qualities. Or perhaps you might look at that red traffic light a little differently. It's not just telling you to stop, it's giving you a mini astronomy lesson. So next time you see a red car, remember it's just trying to be as cool as Mars. If you're planning a trip to Mars, you might want to pack a parachute. It's not for skydiving, mind you, but for surviving its highest peak. Now you might be thinking, what could possibly be so high that I'd need a parachute to descend from it? Well, let me introduce you to Olympus Mons, the tallest volcano in our solar system. Standing at a staggering 13.6 miles high, it makes Mount Everest look like a molehill. Indeed, Olympus Mons is so colossal that it would cover the entire state of Arizona. Now that's a mountain that could give any seasoned mountaineer a run for their money. But Olympus Mons isn't the only jaw-dropping geographical marvel Mars has to offer. There's also Valles Marineris, the grandest canyon of them all. Spanning over 2,500 miles, it makes the Grand Canyon look like a mere scratch on the surface of Earth. It's so vast that it could stretch from Los Angeles to New York City, with room to spare. So if you're a fan of scenic drives, you might want to consider taking a rover ride through Valles Marineris. Just keep an eye out for any Martian road runners. Now, as riveting as these Martian wonders are, they come with their own set of challenges. With Olympus Mons, it's not the climb that's the problem, it's getting down, hence the parachute. As for Valles Marineris, well, let's just say you wouldn't want to get a flat tire in the middle of that Martian mega canyon. So, if you're planning an excursion to Mars, keep these tips in mind. And remember, Mars doesn't have a 7-Eleven around the corner, so pack plenty of snacks. Remember, if you're exploring Mars, always bring a map. It's easy to get lost when every hill looks like a Martian. If you're hoping to meet little green men on Mars, you might be disappointed, but don't lose hope just yet. Let's delve into the intriguing question of whether life on Mars is pure science fiction or a possible reality. Over years, our Mars rovers, those little robotic explorers we've sent to snoop around, have been tirelessly searching for signs of life. They're like cosmic detectives exploring the Martian terrain, sniffing the air, and even digging into the soil. All this in the hopes of finding anything that might suggest Mars isn't just a barren, rusty planet. Now you might be thinking, why haven't we bumped into any Martians yet? Well, it's a fair question, but consider this. Maybe the Martians are just shy. Perhaps they saw us coming and thought, oh no, not the Earthlings again. Quick, everyone hide. Jokes aside, While we haven't found any concrete evidence of classic green aliens, we've found some pretty compelling clues that life might have once existed on Mars. Our rovers have discovered traces of water in the Martian soil. And where there's water, there's a possibility of life, right? They've also found organic molecules, the building blocks of life as we know it. So, while we haven't encountered any Martians throwing a welcome party for our rovers, these findings have given us a glimmer of hope. But maybe the Martians got smart. Maybe they saw the state of our planet and decided to move somewhere more peaceful. Perhaps Venus? Or maybe they're just vacationing on one of Jupiter's moons. We can't rule out anything, can we? So, while we haven't found any Martians yet, we're still looking. Maybe they're just really good at hide and seek. Stay tuned as our search for life beyond Earth continues. In the meantime, keep your telescopes handy and your imaginations wide open. Because in the realm of space exploration, the line between science fiction and reality is often beautifully blurred. Now, if you're packing your bags for Mars, you might want to reconsider. It's not exactly a five-star resort. The future of space travel, especially to our red neighbour Mars, is a topic that intrigues and excites many of us. However, it's not without its fair share of challenges. Imagine the longest, most uncomfortable road trip you've ever been on. Now, multiply that by 1,000. Add a dash of cosmic radiation, a sprinkle of zero gravity, and a generous scoop of isolation. That's a rough estimate of what journeying to Mars might feel like. Indeed, such a trip is no Sunday drive in the park. It's a journey of some 200 million kilometers. That's about 124 million miles for those who prefer old school. This journey would take around 7 to 9 months, depending on the speed of the launch and the alignment of Earth and Mars. And there's no roadside assistance in space, mind you. Once there, you'd be greeted not by sandy beaches or lush greenery, but by a desolate, rocky landscape with temperatures dropping as low as -80 degrees Celsius at night. That's colder than a penguin's picnic in Antarctica. And don't get me started on the thin atmosphere, which is about 100 times less dense than Earth's, making it quite the challenge to breathe. But let's not focus solely on the challenges. The possibilities are equally compelling. Imagine standing on a new planet, looking up at a sky where the clouds are butterscotch and the sunsets are blue. Imagine the thrill of discovery, of being part of humanity's next giant leap. And let's not forget, we're a species that loves to push boundaries. We've journeyed to the deepest parts of our oceans, climbed the highest peaks, and even set foot on the moon. So who's to say we won't conquer Mars next? So, while a trip to Mars might not be on your vacation list just yet, who knows what the future holds? Well, there you have it, folks. Mars, it's not just a candy bar, it's a whole planet. We've traversed the red landscape, unpacked its mysteries, and even speculated about the future of humans on Mars. Let's jog our memories a bit, shall we? We began by introducing Mars, the fourth rock from the Sun, known for its reddish hue caused by iron oxide, or as we call it on Earth, rust. We then took a whimsical tour as Martians, exploring the tallest volcano and deepest, longest canyon in the solar system. We delved into the realm of science fiction, discussing the fascinating stories that have been spun around Mars, and how some of them are edging closer to reality. Finally, we envisioned the future of space travel and how Mars plays a pivotal role in humanity's quest to become an interplanetary species. Now, if you've enjoyed this cosmic journey as much as I did, I implore you to show your appreciation. Give this video a hearty thumbs up. It's a small gesture, but it helps more than you might think. And if you're not already a subscriber, do hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more astronomical adventures lined up for you. Don't hesitate to leave a comment either, sharing your thoughts on Mars or any cosmic curiosities you might have. Thanks for joining us on this journey to Mars. And remember, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars.